I'm just Recently leaked documents have led police to look into companies like Global Technologies, which have been said to be conducting unethical deals overseas. Crowley, who was last seen interviewing a representative from the CIA, went missing just hours after. The CIA refused to comment at this time. If you have any details regarding the disappearance of Hans Crowley, please contact your local authorities immediately. In the upcoming election, you're faced with a daunting task, picking the next mayor. You've heard plenty about longtime Mayor Herbert Herbenson, but what have you heard about his opponent, Jeffrey Graff? We sat down with mayoral candidate Graff earlier this week to get his views on the hottest topics plaguing this city. My questions are bolded, his replies are not. What are your views of current Mayor Herbenson? That's a great question, Bill. Honestly, one of the best opening questions that I've ever been asked. You asked me how I view the current mayor, Mayor Herbert Herbenson. I'm truly befuddled, baffled, bamboozled, bewildered, perplexed, puzzled, confounded, disoriented, and stumped by his choices as mayor of this great city in the greatest country on earth. He chooses to spend $5 million of the city's budget on a solid gold statue of himself. I take it you don't agree with his purchase? Absolutely not. It's a complete travesty and an unbelievably childish maneuver by the current corrupt mayor, Mayor Herbert Herbenson. I'm so angry, upset, stressed, furious, mad, enraged, irate, and infuriated by this corrupt misuse of power and funds. I promise, no matter how much money it costs taxpayers, to tear down the statue and replace it with one of me. Author's note: he insisted on being able to bring and use a thesaurus. You've made it pretty clear how you feel about the statue, but tell me your stance on climate change and Mayor Herbenson's climate change plan to change climate change. Mayor Herbenson, Herbert Herbenson's plan, Climate Change Plan to Change Climate Change, or CCPCCC, is one of the worst plans I've ever seen in regards to actually solving the real problem with climate change. What is the real crisis in regards to climate change? Climate change is not real. It's a myth perpetuated by big nature. Big nature? Big nature. These elite environmentalists engaged in enraging enthusiastic evangelicals like myself. They've manipulated the media and voting base into believing their whole, "The ice is melting, oh no, we're all gonna die." I'm not buying it. Ice melts every day in my kitchen. You don't see any global warming in my house, do you? What about all of the scientists saying climate change should be a real concern for politicians and lawmakers? Here's what you need to know about scientists. Have you ever seen one single scientist be good at throwing a good old-fashioned American football? I didn't think so, because they're not American. All right, how about your opponent's stance on... Listen, I hate to cut you off, but I think I'm probably more qualified to lead this interview. What? I think you should ask me how I feel about Mayor Herbert Herbenson's nighttime escapades with this Diane lady, who, by the way, no one seems to have any dirt on. Diane Herbenson? His wife? Are they... Someone married him? Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. Well, I don't like how he goes out and spends taxpayer money on dinners and dates for this so-called wife of his. Wow. So you have proof that he's been siphoning funds from the campaign and using them to further his personal agenda? Well, no. But I'm sure he's doing something shady. You don't live to be in your 80s if you aren't doing something shady. In fact, the same source who confirmed Mayor Herbert Herbenson's age to me also let me in on an even bigger secret. He made a deal with the devil in order to win this election. So, if you want to know how an 80-year-old man can beat a young bronco buck like me, that's how. He sold his soul to Lucifer himself in order to take me on. Admirable. However, his attempts will be fruitless. He will suffer defeat at my normal-sized hands. Author's note: now that he mentions it, his hands are not normal-sized. In fact, they are quite small. Suspiciously small. What did you just write down on your little pad? Did you write something about my hands? Which, by the way, are absolutely normal-sized. Like, they're so normal that I can fit into any one-size-fits-all gloves. Honestly, they might be too normal. You know what? I'm announcing it here. My hands are so normal that I'm going to back out of the mayoral race because my normal hands might be such an advantage at the polls. It could destroy our perfect great American democracy. Are you serious? You're backing out of the race? Did he leave? Then he did something so unexpected you'd have to see it to believe it. So I won't write about what happened. Unopposed Mayor Herbert Herbinson is likely to regain control of the mayoral throne inside City Hall, which is literally a throne that Herbinson recently purchased through a tax increase specifically on grocery store employees. Let me set the mood. You're sitting in your basement with nothing but time. You recently made a reckless bid on a storage locker at an auction your significant other talked you into going to. Now, you're stuck with a huge steel vault, or safe, as the kids are calling it these days. What do? There are 3 incredibly efficient methods to cracking open that fussy vault-safe door, and I'm going to lay them out for you right now. Who am I to teach you about cracking locks? I'm a professional thief who's stolen millions of dollars from various banks around the world. Trust me, I know a thing or two about cracking them open. Let's get started. Method hash 1. Get the combination. If you're anything like me, you've got a penchant for stealing things. That's perfect for this method. Just go ahead and find the original safe owner, break into their home, and steal the code. They most likely got it written down on a piece of paper that's hidden in a hole in the wall behind their bathroom mirror. Punch the code into it and voila, you're in. Method hash 2. Blow it up. This isn't as conventional as the method above, but desperate times. Aim right? You'll need to get your hands on one of those cool grenade belts from the movies. Although you won't want to use the fake ones they use in the movie. Those aren't real explosives. You strap the grenades to the safe and stand a few feet back and boom, you're in. Method hash 3. Take a